Welcome, listeners, to Audiobook Summary Channel, where we dive deep into ideas that can transform your life. Today, we're exploring the latest buzz in personal development. Mel Robbins, the Let Them Theory. This isn't just another self-help guide. It's being hailed as a revolutionary, yet surprisingly simple, approach to navigating relationships, managing expectations, and ultimately, finding more peace and happiness in your daily life. Millions, it seems, can't stop talking about it. So, what exactly is this Let Them theory? And how can it potentially change yours? Let's find out. Mel Robbins, known for her no-nonsense advice and impactful strategies like the 5-second rule, has a knack for cutting through the noise and offering practical tools for self-improvement. In the Let Them theory, she tackles a fundamental source of stress and unhappiness: our tendency to control or heavily influence the thoughts, feelings, and actions of others. We've all been there, right? Worrying about what someone thinks of us, trying to change a loved one's behavior, or getting frustrated when others don't meet our expectations. This constant mental and emotional wrestling match, Robbins argues, is exhausting and often futile. The core of the Let Them theory is precisely what it sounds like. Learning to let people be who they are, make their own choices, and experience their own consequences without our constant intervention, judgment, or attempts at control. This isn't about being passive or uncaring. It's about recognizing the boundaries of our influence and focusing our energy where it truly matters: on ourselves. Robbins likely begins by illustrating the various ways we try to control others, often subconsciously. This could include nagging a partner, constantly giving unsolicited advice to a friend, worrying excessively about a child's decisions, or even getting worked up about the opinions of strangers online. She probably delves into the underlying reasons for this behavior: our own insecurities, our desire to protect loved ones, sometimes excessively, or our ingrained societal conditioning that makes us feel responsible for the happiness and well-being of those around us. The book likely emphasizes the significant mental and emotional toll this constant effort to control takes. It leads to anxiety, resentment, burnout, and strained relationships. We become so focused on what others are doing, or not doing, that we lose sight of our own goals, our own happiness, and our own lives. The Let Them theory offers a pathway out of this cycle. Robbins probably outlines practical strategies for implementing this theory. It's not just about saying, "let them" once, and expecting everything to change. It requires a conscious and consistent shift in mindset and behavior. One key aspect likely involves recognizing what is truly within our control: our own thoughts, feelings, and actions, and what is not: the thoughts, feelings, and actions of others. This simple distinction can be surprisingly liberating. Another crucial element probably involves setting healthy boundaries. Letting them doesn't mean allowing others to mistreat us or disrespect our boundaries. In fact, it likely empowers us to establish clearer boundaries because we are no longer trying to control their behavior to avoid discomfort. We focus on what we will and will not tolerate, and we let others choose how they respond within those boundaries. The book likely explores how to apply the Let Them theory in various aspects of life. In romantic relationships, it might mean accepting that your partner has different habits or priorities without constantly trying to change them. In parenting, it could involve allowing children to learn from their own mistakes within safe parameters, rather than micromanaging their every move. In friendships, it might mean accepting that friends have different opinions or lifestyles without letting it damage the bond. Even in the workplace, letting them could apply to colleagues with different work styles or managers with different leadership approaches, while still advocating for your own needs professionally. Robbins probably addresses common concerns or misunderstandings about the Let Them theory, Some might interpret it as being indifferent or giving up on loved ones. However, the book likely clarifies that it's about shifting our focus from controlling others to supporting them in a healthy way. This might involve offering help when asked, being a listening ear, but ultimately respecting their autonomy and their right to make their own choices, even if we don't agree with them. The theory likely emphasizes the importance of empathy and understanding. While we might not always understand why someone makes a particular choice, letting them involves acknowledging their agency and their own internal reasons, even if those reasons are different from our own. This doesn't mean we have to condone harmful behavior, but it can reduce our own frustration and judgment. Furthermore, Robbins likely highlights the significant benefits of adopting the let them theory. By releasing the need to control others, we free up a tremendous amount of mental and emotional energy. This can lead to reduced stress and anxiety, improved relationships built on acceptance rather than coercion, and a greater focus on our own personal growth and well-being. We become less reactive to the actions of others and more centered in our own lives. The book might also delve into the concept of expectations. Often, our attempts to control others stem from our own unmet expectations. The let them theory likely encourages us to examine our expectations of others and to adjust them to reality. Recognizing that everyone is on their own journey and has their own unique perspectives can lead to greater acceptance and less disappointment. Given Mel Robbins' background, it's highly probable that the let them theory is not just a philosophical concept, but also includes practical exercises and actionable steps for readers to implement in their own lives. This could involve journaling prompts, self-reflection questions, or specific techniques for catching ourselves when we fall into patterns of trying to control others. The millions of people can't stop talking about aspect suggests that the theory resonates deeply with contemporary challenges. In an increasingly interconnected world, where we are constantly exposed to the lives and opinions of others, the urge to compare, judge, and even try to influence those around us can be overwhelming. The let them theory offers a much-needed antidote to this pervasive pressure, encouraging us to focus on our own inner world and to grant others the space and autonomy to navigate theirs. It's also likely that Robbins connects this theory to broader themes of self-love and acceptance. When we are constantly trying to change others, it can reflect an underlying belief that things and people need to be different for us to be happy. The let them theory encourages us to accept reality as it is, including the imperfections of ourselves and others, which can be a crucial step towards greater self-compassion and inner peace. In conclusion, Mel Robbins' The Let Them theory appears to be a powerful and timely message about the importance of releasing the need to control others. By focusing on our own sphere of influence, setting healthy boundaries, and accepting the autonomy of those around us, we can significantly reduce stress, improve our relationships, and cultivate greater peace and happiness in our lives. It's a reminder that true freedom comes not from controlling the world around us, but from mastering our own reactions to it. If the buzz is to be believed, this life-changing hack could indeed offer a simpler and more sustainable path to navigating the complexities of human interaction and finding greater contentment within ourselves. Thank you for exploring the Let Them theory with us today. If this summary has sparked your interest, we highly recommend checking out the full book by Mel Robbins. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights into the ideas that matter. Until next time, embrace the power of letting them and focus on becoming the best version of yourself.